Bowers Game Corner presents Gen Con Video Bonanza 2016. Brought to you by Gutshot Games and their Gen Con release, Headhunters, a collectible card game and a collectible toy. And Shoot Again Games, makers of Looting Atlantis and Conspiracy. Look for Pinball Showdown on Kickstarter soon. Also brought to you by the generous support of these companies and our fantastic Kickstarter backers.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for more of our Gen Con Bonanza Explosion Blowout coverage, live here at Gen Con 1831. And I'm very excited because we are about to learn about my favorite sport, football, and we're going to be talking with Brent about Techno Bowl.
Hey guys, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Techno Bowl. This essentially takes everything that you love about old school NFL Blitz, Techno Bowl, and even Madden, and puts it on the tabletop in a real fast action game. A couple of the hooks are you actually get to design your own formations and your own plays on the fly. Everything you need to know about a player, with the exception of a few special abilities, is actually right here on the player numbers. So I'll talk to you about that real quick. So every player number, the first number is their skill. That's how far they can run. That's the number you use when they're going to block or throw. And it's all about a comparison with the other player's skill when you're going to do something. So player 44, he can move 4 spaces. He's stronger, so he's better at blocking, say, a 7, so he'd have a +3 advantage. He could also, say, throw double his skill, which would be 8 or 4. So when you start getting these skill comparisons, one of the things that's a hook in the game is the action system. If anyone's ever played Dungeon World or Apocalypse World, it works on a system that's similar to that. So if you roll a 10+ with your modifiers, that gives you a free activation with any other player on your team. A 6 to 9 gives your opponent a half move with any player on the team, and if you roll a failure, they can reverse your move and activate any player. So each player has 2 cards with their name on it, and there's nothing special about the cards other than that. So you have 2 ways to activate them off of your player bench. So once you run out of actions, you're trying to get specific matchups so that you can get that 10+ and hopefully generate other actions to get them down the field. So you're trying to optimize your matchups for blocks, get better throws, get juke maneuvers that are going to do things to allow you to activate guys. Just a quick look at what it looks like to set up a formation. If you had the ball up here, the only rules that you have that restrict you is you have to place 2 guys somewhere within the ball, right on the line of scrimmage. So I could place them here, place them there, place them like that. Other than that, I have to have a guy to hike to. I can't put anyone in these 2 spaces. I can line them up anywhere on the line, anywhere up in this motion lane, and anywhere back here. So I literally just make any formation I want. You have 1 real-world minute to complete your formation, and once you're done, you hit the timer. Your opponent then sets up his defense. His restrictions are he has to put a guy threatening the guy that's snapping the ball and any 2 linemen that are within him at a 1-to-1 ratio. Once you get done with that, you can set them up anywhere you want on the other side of the ball. The only rule is that you can't line them up dead on the line until you've threatened everyone that's on the offensive line. So once that's done, right, so once we're done here, you're going to take 5 cards, any 5 cards you want off your bench, and you're going to stack those cards in the order that you want to activate them. So when I've got my cards stacked up, I'm going to pull them off, set them up, and try to set up a play. My opponent's doing the same exact thing. So now you're trying to guess, based on their formation and what their tendencies and their abilities are, what you're going to do. Take them down, we snap the ball, and then boom. You guys are going to flip your cards over and compare. The player with the higher number that's faster gets to choose who goes first. So at that point, you start executing, going back and forth. So keep in mind, when I was talking about earlier, getting those 10 pluses, you can start to generate all these actions and moves to get a guy around even before you get to your next card. Once both guys are done, flip over the next card and keep going. The cards on the bench can actually be used to boost players that are over here. So let's say that, number 6 was going to try to block over here. If I had his cards on the bench, I could actually pull those off at a 1-to-1 ratio to get boost. The other thing is let's say a player like this 7 is going to make a throw. I could actually leave both of his cards on the bench in hopes of, say, generating a 10 with a heavy block from like a 4 on a 7 to generate a free action to allow him to throw and pull those to get that bonus. So you're kind of managing risk-reward, managing that resource, setting up the plays and using their abilities to get guys moving down the field. Lots of other little fun things. If, snapping the ball was automatic that I just showed you, but if either player flips their card over before that, it's an infraction. You get to take 2 cards off their bench at random. and so those go in the discard pile. Same thing if you get into the backfield and threaten their player with the ball, you get to take 2 cards off their bench. If it gets to the point where they have none left on their bench, they're automatically sacked without you making a tackle. So you start managing cards and things like that as well.
And I'm noticing you have playmakers on your team, and let's talk a little bit about the tongue-in-cheek nature of this.
Sure. So every single team in the MFL, the More Fun League, is making fun of a team in the other league. So you've got the Kittens, and they have Harry Danders, and he's an incredible running back and has all these abilities like juke and squeeze play and things like that. And all of those abilities give you a way to break the rules that you normally couldn't. So for example, we were talking about a block earlier. A block is where the guy with the lower number is better. So a 4 blocking a 3 gives you that +3 to move him back. Well, a 7, if they have juke, when they have the ball, they can actually now block using the higher number as an advantage. So when he moves over here, he could juke him, move him out of the way, and take off. Same thing, things like run block, stiff arm, other moves like that allow you to chain together different activations. Or one thing I didn't talk about earlier, when you activate a player, so I flip his number over, he can either make a move up to half of his movement, take an action, or just take an action. A lot of the special abilities allow you to do things as part of a move action. So I can move, take an action, and keep moving. So like run block allows you to block as part of a move action on offense and keep going. That allows you to kind of truck somebody and knock them down. Blitz allows you to get in the backfield and do things like that. Some of the moves are what we call playmaker moves that you mentioned. So let's say that number 7 is about to get tackled by these guys, and they're going to roll their dice. So let's say they're rolling their 2 skill dice. You would actually add what we call a playmaker die to the mix. If that die matches either of the 2 die, let's see if it happens for our roll. Yeah, it does. That 5 cancels the 5 out. Now they only have a 2 left. So if it generates a failure, if it was a spin move, they would actually swap places with them. If it was, a stiff arm, it would knock them down, and you could keep actually moving after the ball. So these playmaker things allow you to create something passively, so you're not always using your active player. It allows you to be dangerous on the receiving end with those playmaker moves. Something else to think about for your opponent as you're going through the game. Time management in the game. If you run the ball, it puts 2 on the play clock that we have here. So you put 2 on a passing play. You put 1 on the play clock. If you run the ball out of bounds, it's 1. So you're also managing the clock. Each player has a couple of timeouts they can use. But in the base game, there's no field goal. So you're either scoring or you're not. So even if you have a high-powered offensive team, you can beat a team like that that's a little more powerful than you are by getting the ball back, scoring, and then running the clock down.
And this is coming to Kickstarter. I'm assuming that this is head-to-head, correct?
Head-to-head, it's a 2-player game for sure. Runs about 45 minutes to maybe an hour and a half. We're going to be trying to launch right about the same time as the NFL kickoff. So maybe that first week of September, maybe the second week if things are on track like they are right now. So going to be on Kickstarter. Come and check us out. 32 teams that can be unlocked, unlimited controllers. All of the pixel block players like this are going to be plastic blocks with stickers so you can match them up and upgrade instead of regular tokens. One other thing, too, just about the passing system and things like that, you can pass to a player, but you can also actually pass to an open spot down the field. So a lot of games don't allow you to do that. So I can actually, if a guy's in double coverage, instead of throwing at a -2 ratio because of the angle, I can actually target downfield and launch the ball and hope to generate that 10 plus with the right kind of abilities or modifiers or pulling their cards off the deck to break him loose with a free action to get to it instead of throwing into that coverage. So lots of play depth, little something for everyone. Yeah, thanks for checking me out, man.
Yeah, that looks really cool. This was not on my radar, and now it is. Hopefully it's the same way for you as well. Be sure to check out that Kickstarter. And if you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. In the comments below, let me know. Madden, Techno Bowl, or Blitz? Techno Bowl. Which one? Which one?
This is Techno. So, yeah, Tech. Question mark, no exclamation mark. No tech here. You're not playing with the power. It's arcade football unplugged.
But which one's your favorite game of those 3?
Oh, man, you're killing me here. I got to be honest. I'd go with Blitz every single time. Ooh, and one last thing, guys. Sorry. We've got a full Inferno mode where you can, put guys on fire. You can build up fire tokens, spin special abilities, knock guys down, body slam them, get extra points for not running into the end zone and showboating, all of those things. So multiple modes of play. Hope to see you guys on on Kickstarter. And not only that, the guy who actually did the voiceovers in NFL Blitz, he does my YouTube video. He does my video intro, and he does my tutorial video. So Tim Kittro, the voice of NFL Blitz, is doing all of that. So lots of throwback and fan service for everyone. So good times.
That is very cool. That's going to hit you right in the nostalgia right there. Yeah, I'm same thing. Blitz, wasted so many quarters that I got for Nintendo 64, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
Good times, nonstop.
But let me know in the comments below, which is your football game of choice? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
This was brought to you by Headhunters from Gunshot Games, Pinball Showdown from Shoot Again Games, these great companies, and fans like you.